If you're trying to start a digital product business and you're focusing on Instagram first, you're probably making this way harder than it needs to be. And I want to be clear right up front. I'm not saying YouTube is the business. I'm saying YouTube is how you figure out the business before you waste months guessing. That's why if you want to start a digital product business in 2026, starting a YouTube channel might be the smartest move you can make. Now, this video is for you if you're over 40, you're still working full-time, and you're trying to build something on nights and weekends. I'm not here to tell you to chase trends or dance on camera or turn your entire life into content. What I want to show you instead is how YouTube can become a thinking tool, a place where your ideas finally slow down enough to make sense. Because for most people who get stuck here, the problem isn't effort, it's direction. All right, quick pause before we go any further. If you're building a digital product business in a realistic, sustainable way, go ahead and like this video and subscribe, please. That tells YouTube to show this to more people who want clarity instead of hustle, and it helps me keep making step-by-step content for people building alongside their real life. All right, let's talk about what actually gets people stuck. So, most people who want to start a digital product business are not lazy. They're actually doing a lot. They're posting, they're saving ideas, watching tutorials, and they're trying to stay consistent. But most platforms reward activity, not thinking. And when you're rewarded for activity, you can stay busy for months without ever getting clear. You feel productive, but you're not any closer to knowing what you should actually build. And that's why so many smart, capable people get stuck right here in this spot. YouTube doesn't reward speed. It doesn't reward trends. It rewards clarity. You can't hide behind activity. You have to slow down and explain something clearly. And that difference matters, especially at the beginning. When you're starting a digital product business, YouTube quietly solves 3 problems that impact you both now and later. The first one is clarity. When you sit down to record a YouTube video, you have to answer a very uncomfortable question. What am I actually trying to help someone with here? Not vaguely, not someday, right now. That pressure is uncomfortable, but it's super productive. Instead of collecting ideas endlessly, you're forced to organize what you already know into a clear explanation. And this matters early on because it keeps you from building random products that don't connect. And it matters long term because clarity compounds. So when you're clear, your content makes sense when it's all viewed together. Your offers feel aligned. You don't constantly feel the urge to start over. And you avoid the trap of building something quickly that you outgrow just as fast. And here's what that looks like in real life, okay? Instead of saying, I want to create a digital product, you start saying, I help people understand this specific thing. Maybe you notice that every time you record, you keep explaining the same process, or you keep answering the same beginner level question in different ways. That repetition isn't a problem. That's your sign. Clarity at this stage saves you from building a product that feels disconnected later, or realizing 6 months in that your audience thought you were helping them with something completely different. The second thing YouTube gives you is confidence, but not the hype-based kind. You don't wake up one day feeling confident enough to hit record. Confidence comes after you explain something out loud and realize you really do actually understand it. And this kind of confidence saves you time. You write emails faster, you explain your offers more clearly, you stop second guessing every idea you have. Instead of asking, is this good enough? You start asking, is this useful? And that shift changes how you show up everywhere in your business. The third thing YouTube does is attract the right people without requiring you to show up every day. Now, this matters if you have a job and a family and a life that you want to keep. YouTube videos work while you're offline. They don't disappear after 24 hours. They don't punish you for taking a break. And the people who find you are already looking for help. And this kind of attraction works differently than fast social media kind of growth. When someone finds a YouTube video because they searched for a specific question, they're already problem aware. They're not just being interrupted. They're looking for help. That means when they eventually join your email list, they're not just curious, they're intentional. Over time, this creates an audience that trusts your thinking, not just your personality, which makes everything you build later easier to sell and easier to sustain. Now, I didn't believe any of this at first. I didn't start out on YouTube. I started on Instagram. And part of the reason I started there was because it felt safer. It felt easier to hide. I could follow trends, lip sync, point at text to the beat. I didn't have to be fully clear about what I was teaching or who I was helping. But what Instagram made easy was staying busy without being useful. So when I finally sat down to record YouTube videos, something changed. I couldn't hide anymore. I had to decide what value I was offering before I hit record. And on my very first video, I got a comment, not a like, a question. Someone was actually there looking for help. And that's when it really clicked for me, because Instagram kept me busy, but YouTube forced me to get useful. And usefulness is what turns into products that people actually buy from you. Now, this is the part I want to say very clearly. If you want to start a digital product business in 2026, you should start a YouTube channel because it helps you uncover real questions from real people. And those questions turn into videos, and those videos turn into your lead magnets. And those same patterns show you exactly what paid products to build. YouTube is not the business. It's the place where the business becomes obvious. So when you answer questions consistently on YouTube, patterns start to emerge. People ask follow-up questions. They want deeper help. They want next steps. That's where your email list comes in, because you create lead magnets that answer the next logical question they have. And when those same questions keep coming up, that's your signal. For example, let's say you post a few videos answering beginner questions about digital products, and you notice that people keep asking, okay, but how do I actually decide what to create? Well, that question becomes a lead magnet. You could make a simple guide that helps them narrow down ideas and make a decision. Then you notice another pattern. After they download your lead magnet, people start asking, now how do I actually finish it and start selling it? Well, that's not a guess. That tells you exactly what paid product to make. That's a paid product idea that shows up on its own. You're not inventing the demand, you're responding to it. I want to offer one optional step here. This isn't homework. It's a friendly challenge, just a way to get over the fear of hitting record. So if you want to test this idea, record one private video. You don't have to upload it. Just explain something that you already know for 5 minutes. Turn your camera on yourself, and no intro, no editing. The goal is not the content here. The goal is hearing yourself think out loud. That's how your clarity starts to form. And if 2026 is the year that you want to take this seriously, don't wait for confidence to show up. Pick one topic, explain it once a week on video, and let the clarity compound over time. Momentum beats planning every time. I say it all the time, and it's absolutely true. If you want help identifying what kind of digital product you could eventually create, I have a free guide called 10 Digital Products You Can Create This Weekend. That's linked down below in the description. And if you already have an idea and you want a simple, beginner-friendly path to turning it into a finished product, you can check out the shortcut to selling your first digital product. That's also linked down below in the description. If you've been stuck wondering where to focus so you don't waste time, this is the answer I wish I'd had earlier. You don't need to go viral. You don't need to rush. You don't need to reinvent yourself. You need one clear place to think, teach, and build. For me, that place was YouTube. And if you're trying to start a digital product business in a realistic way, it might be for you too. So if this helped, tell me down in the comments what you're thinking about creating. I read and respond to every comment. Here's to your success. If this saved you time or gave you clarity, please hit like and subscribe. I've got a lot more videos coming, and they're all made with you in mind.